Pierre, it seems that some of our basic institutions are failing, and we pride ourselves on being an advanced economic, nation. But I'm just thinking about the latest mess at Pearson Airport as an example. I know you've commented on this. Can you talk about the state of Canada right now and what has to be improved?
Well, let's start with the airport. It is a catastrophe. I mean, I show up there to do flights out of Toronto, Pearson, which is the principal flight hub for a lot of Canadian destinations. So I'm there all the time, and it's been a zoo. The lineups are appalling, way worse than they were, 2019 and earlier on. It's hard to understand exactly what could justify this. I understand that the COVID vaccine mandates have complicated the process of approving passengers. This is obviously an unnecessary, unjustified attack on people's personal medical decisions and their freedom, but it's also causing mayhem in the processing of passengers to get on planes. And by the way, it's hurting our tourism sector because it's preventing foreign conference goers from having their meetings here in our major destinations. But the fact that we cannot process passengers as well or better than we used to proves that we're moving backwards. Look at the overall economy. You think about it. Back in 1974, my buddy moved here from Italy with his parents. His dad swept roads and worked in construction, and his mom made sandwiches at a senior's home. They were able to buy a nice bungalow in downtown Ottawa and paid off in 7 years. Now their granddaughter would not be able to buy the same home, even though she has a university degree.
Right.
So explain to me how it is that over the course of the last 5 decades, we've actually gotten worse off. Clearly, the system is broken. It is designed to privilege the elite few and protect them behind the gatekeepers while leaving the working class out in the cold. And that's exactly what I'm trying to change. I want to make this the freest country on earth and put people back in charge of their lives. And that's why I think you're seeing so many elites attacking me. They see this as a threat to the privileged status they've enjoyed at public expense for a very long time.
Um, Canada is also being left out of some of the new economic architecture. I'm thinking of the Indo-Pacific Economic Forum as an example of that. Are you concerned about this as well?
Well, we are a trading nation. We need genuine free trade with our allies around the world that generally favors consumers and workers. And we need those agreements to actually reduce trade barriers rather than just favor multinationals by extending their power. So I think that in all these negotiations, the core interest of expanding the economic freedom of Canadian consumers and workers should be forefront.
And you've also talked. Let's get to our workers. There's a lot of talk about Conservatives now starting to be heard by our blue collar workers across Ontario in the last provincial election, now across the nation. Is this something that you want to see more of?
Yes, like I think if you look at the inflationary economy that Trudeau has created, it is hurting workers, not capitalists. If you are a billionaire with lots of stocks and real estate, your assets have gone up to protect you against inflation. You probably even got richer. The wealthiest 50 billionaires in Canada I think they saw their net worth rise by a third in the early days of COVID, as all that easy money inflated their net worth. Meanwhile, the same phenomenon reduces the purchasing power of workers' paychecks as they buy less. So it's a real transfer from the have-nots to the have-yachts has happened. And there's a very small, well-connected group who are protected, who have the government backing them up against competition and inflating their asset values, gating in their communities with restrictions on building. And they're getting richer and richer every single year. And the working class, the people who actually do the nation's work, the guys and gals in steel-toed boots and reflective jackets they're just seeing their wages evaporate. I'm meeting people, like I was in St. John. I met a guy, who's a welder. He said he's got to tape up his work boots because he can't afford new ones. He's got holes in them. This guy is a licensed welder, Tony.
Yeah.
Since when can a licensed welder afford a new pair of boots? That's the economy that we've created, and those are the people that we need to champion as conservatives.